The young and the restless spoilers Victor Newman, a man who has built his empire through manipulation, power, and ruthless control, is now facing the ultimate betrayal. Michael Baldwin, once one of his most loyal allies, has crossed a line that even Victor cannot overlook. For years, Michael served Victor without question, even when it meant bending his morals or turning a blind eye to the Newman patriarch's darker dealings. But now, Victor finds himself blindsided by Michael's sudden act of defiance. This betrayal will send shockwaves through their long-standing relationship and set the stage for a new kind of power struggle. Victor's desperation. Victor, known for his calculated moves, is now operating out of desperation. The man who once controlled everyone around him with ease now finds himself forced to confront the fact that Michael, his trusted enforcer, is no longer loyal. Michael's decision to turn on him is something Victor never expected, and he is furious. But more than just anger, Victor feels a deep sense of betrayal. He has always been the one in control, pulling the strings behind the scenes, manipulating those around him for his benefit. Now, for the first time, he's facing a threat from someone he once trusted, and he's not sure how to handle it. The irony of this situation is not lost on Victor. He has spent his life making people dependent on him, forcing them to follow his orders and fulfill his needs. But now, the very person who served him faithfully has turned against him. Michael's actions have forced Victor to go into hiding, not because he fears anyone but because he realizes that his empire is at risk. If Michael reveals Victor's secrets, the entire foundation of Newman Enterprises could come crashing down. As Victor considers his next moves, he knows that he cannot allow Michael to escape with what he knows. Michael's survival. Michael Baldwin, meanwhile, is not going down without a fight. He may have betrayed Victor, but he's not entirely naive. He knows the consequences of crossing Victor, and he knows that his life is now at risk. Victor may have always been a powerful adversary, but Michael is no stranger to navigating dangerous situations. He has seen the dark side of Victor's world firsthand and is well aware of the lengths Victor will go to in order to protect himself. In a last-ditch effort to secure his survival, Michael turns to Jack Abbott, a man who has his own history with Victor but is not as deeply entrenched in Victor's manipulative web. Michael's decision to approach Jack is a pivotal moment in his storyline. By seeking Jack's protection, Michael is acknowledging the reality of his situation. Victor's wrath is unrelenting, and he needs someone with the strength and resources to shield him from Victor's retaliation. Jack, ever the strategist, is hesitant but understanding. He knows that Michael is in a precarious position, but he also has his reservations. Jack doesn't want to stoop to Victor's level, using underhanded tactics to fight back against him. However, he understands that Michael has valuable information that could bring Victor down, and he is willing to offer his support. Though only on the condition that they don't resort to dirty tricks. Jack values integrity, and even when dealing with someone like Victor, he is unwilling to compromise his morals. Lauren's role. As the stakes continue to rise, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin plays a critical role in the unfolding drama. She has been a supportive wife to Michael, but now she is faced with the reality of his betrayal. Lauren has always known the risks of being involved with someone like Victor, but now she's faced with the consequences of Michael's choices. She overhears Victor's plans for Michael, plans to make him disappear, to erase him from the picture entirely. Lauren is horrified, not just for Michael's safety, but for the dangerous path he's chosen. Despite her concerns, Lauren knows that Michael's loyalty to Victor was never based on blind trust. She also knows that Michael's decision to turn on Victor is his way of taking control of his own fate. But the question remains, can Michael escape Victor's wrath and live to tell the tale? Lauren is torn between protecting Michael and ensuring that he doesn't get pulled back into Victor's manipulative grip. As much as she loves her husband, she's well aware of the risks involved in betraying someone like Victor. The future of Michael and Jack. As Michael and Jack continue to navigate this treacherous terrain, it's clear that their relationship will be tested in ways they never imagined. Michael's decision to turn to Jack for help signifies a turning point in both men's lives. Jack's willingness to support Michael, despite the risks, shows the depth of their friendship and mutual respect. But Jack is not one to act recklessly, and he will approach this situation with caution. He's well aware that taking on Victor head-on could lead to serious consequences for both of them. The question now is whether Jack and Michael can outsmart Victor. Victor has always been several steps ahead of everyone else, but for the first time in a long while, he's facing a challenge from within his own camp. The power dynamic is shifting, and Michael's actions could lead to the unraveling of Victor's empire. But is it too late for Michael to redeem himself? Or will his betrayal of Victor lead to his ultimate destruction? Victor's response: Victor is not one to sit idly by while someone undermines him. His reaction to Michael's betrayal will be one of fury and vengeance. As the walls close in around him, he will stop at nothing to protect his secrets and his empire. Victor may have been blindsided by Michael's actions, but he's not going to let it slide. The stakes are high, and Victor will do whatever it takes to regain control. Victor's wrath will be a central driving force in the coming episodes, as Michael and Jack work together to strategize their next move. But even with Jack's support, Michael knows that Victor's reach is vast, and the consequences of crossing him could be dire. The path forward, as the young and the restless continues to unfold, the complex relationships between Michael, Jack, Victor, and Lauren will shape the narrative in exciting and dramatic ways. Michael's betrayal of Victor sets off a chain of events that could lead to major changes in the power dynamics of Genoa City. The drama, the tension, and the emotional stakes are higher than ever, and fans will be eagerly watching to see how Michael's fate unfolds. Will Michael manage to escape Victor's vengeance, or will his past come back to haunt him in a devastating way? And how will Jack and Michael's partnership evolve as they face the consequences of their actions? One thing is for sure, Victor Newman is not someone who takes betrayal lightly, and the fallout will be intense. Stay tuned for more twists, turns, and dramatic revelations as the story of betrayal, power, and survival continues to unfold. The tension in The Young and the Restless continues to rise as Michael Baldwin's loyalty to Victor Newman is tested to its limits. Despite the mounting pressure from those around him, including his wife, Lauren, and the ever-present threat of Victor's wrath, Michael finds himself unwilling to sever his ties with the man he has served for so many years. His struggle to find a balance between loyalty and self-preservation will shape his actions in the coming episodes, with the stakes growing ever higher. Michael's unwavering loyalty to Victor. For Michael Baldwin, loyalty to Victor has always been a guiding principle. Through thick and thin, Michael has stood by Victor's side, doing whatever it took to protect him and uphold his interests. However, that loyalty is now being tested in ways Michael never anticipated. As he is drawn deeper into Victor's world of manipulation and deceit, Michael is faced with difficult decisions that threaten not only his personal relationships but his very sense of self. Victor, ever the manipulator, has never been one to show appreciation for Michael's efforts, especially when they don't align with his own plans. The nature of Victor's demands is clear: he expects Michael to do whatever it takes, even if that means going against his own morals and values. This has created a rift between Michael and those closest to him, including his wife, Lauren, who sees the dangers of continuing to support Victor's manipulative behavior. Despite this, Michael continues to cling to the hope that his actions will one day earn Victor's approval and keep him safe from the repercussions of his own schemes. Lauren's plea, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, ever the pragmatic and level-headed partner, has been a voice of reason for Michael, trying to protect him from the devastating effects of his blind loyalty to Victor. She has long been concerned about the toll that Victor's influence has had on their relationship and Michael's well-being. Lauren has seen firsthand how Victor uses people for his own gain, and she fears that Michael will be the next casualty of his ruthless ambitions. In recent episodes, Lauren's concerns come to a head as she finally lays it all out for Michael. She makes it clear that if Victor ever finds out that Michael has betrayed him, the consequences will be catastrophic. Not only will Michael risk losing everything he's worked for, but he will also face Victor's unforgiving wrath. Lauren pleads with him to sever ties with Victor and choose their family and their future over the dangerous path that Victor has laid out for him. However, despite her warnings, Michael remains steadfast in his belief that his loyalty to Victor is the only way to protect those he loves. Michael's internal conflict is palpable. On one hand, he wants to protect his family, particularly Lauren, from the dangerous world Victor inhabits. On the other hand, his fear of Victor's retribution and his deep-seated loyalty to the man who has shaped much of his life make it difficult for him to walk away. Michael believes that if he can just continue to please Victor and keep him happy, he will be able to shield himself and his loved ones from the fallout of Victor's machinations. However, Michael's situation is becoming increasingly untenable. As he continues to bend to Victor's will, he is losing sight of what truly matters: his own happiness and the well-being of his family. The longer Michael stays in Victor's grip, the harder it becomes for him to break free. This emotional turmoil is only compounded by the fact that his relationship with Lauren is now on the line. She's tired of watching him sacrifice everything for a man who will never truly appreciate him, and her patience is running thin. Jack Abbott's role. Jack Abbott, ever the strategic thinker and a longtime adversary of Victor, has always had a complicated relationship with Michael. Despite their shared history, Jack recognizes the dangers of getting too close to Victor, and he sees how Michael's unwavering loyalty to Victor is leading him down a dangerous path. Jack, always willing to offer his support to those he cares about, makes it clear that he is willing to help Michael break free from Victor's grip. Michael's meeting with Jack becomes a pivotal moment in the storyline. Jack listens intently to Michael's concerns and offers him a different perspective on his situation. Unlike Victor, Jack does not manipulate Michael for his own gain. Instead, Jack offers genuine support and understanding. However, Michael is not easily swayed. His deep-rooted loyalty to Victor blinds him to the opportunity Jack is offering, a chance for a fresh start, free from the chains of Victor's influence. Despite Jack's best efforts, Michael continues to choose loyalty to Victor, even if it means betraying his own principles and risking the collapse of his personal life. Jack, though sympathetic to Michael's struggle, cannot force him to make the right decision. Ultimately, Michael must choose for himself whether he will remain under Victor's thumb or break free and embrace a new path. The ultimate choice. As the tension mounts, Michael is faced with a stark choice. Will he continue to serve Victor, sacrificing his integrity and the relationships he holds dear? Or will he choose to walk away from the toxic influence of Victor and forge a new future, one that is not dictated by the whims of a man who cares only for power and control? Victor's reaction to Michael's betrayal will be swift and unforgiving, but Michael's willingness to face the consequences of his actions will determine the course of his future. The emotional stakes have never been higher, and the decisions Michael makes in the coming episodes will shape his future and his relationships for years to come. What's next for Michael and Victor? The fallout from Michael's decision to either betray Victor or remain loyal to him will have far-reaching consequences. Fans are left wondering what will happen next. Will Michael finally realize the cost of his loyalty, or will he continue to follow Victor into darkness? And, most importantly, how will Lauren react to Michael's ultimate choice? As Michael faces this crossroads in his life, one thing is certain: the choice he makes will not only change the course of his future but also impact the lives of those around him. The drama, emotional turmoil, and tension continue to unfold, and fans will be eagerly watching to see how this powerful storyline unfolds. Will Michael stay true to his loyalty, or will he finally break free from Victor's grasp? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.